Our next inductee is a Chicago native who had a prolific 14-year career with 5 NBA teams. This 5-time All-Star and Olympic gold medalist is best known for that UTEP two-step, the killer crossover dribble that has become a staple of today's game. Elected as a player by the North American Committee, Tim Hardaway.
What's up?
So for you, Tim, man, I thought you 5th time's a charm, huh? Yeah, John DeLeva from the Hall of Fame called you. I'm sure you were really, really nervous when your phone rang. I want to see if you could tell us that story about your emotions and your family's emotions when you finally got into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it was a very emotional day. Shaking, sweating, a lot of emotions going on. Saw the Hall of Fame number come through my phone. Did not want to answer the phone, and because I didn't want to take another rejection. And I said I got to answer it. So I picked it up, and John said, "Tim, I have some better news today than I normally have for you." And I was like, "Wow, yes, all right." And he told me, and I told my wife and my kids and my parents. And then I called Mitch and Chris at the same time, and I said, "Yo, fellas, I'm in." Chris was like, yeah. Mitch was like, "What you in? What you talking about?" I said, "Mitch, I'm in the hall, man. I made it." He was like, "Oh, yeah, all right, okay, yeah, good." So I was like, okay, sometimes Mitch is like that. So that's Mitch.
All right. And, Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, Jason Kidd, Jamal Crawford, and C.J. McCollum are master dribblers. But I talked to them recently, and they view you as the king of the crossover, which is certainly high praise and the truth. Can you tell me how you developed that crossover and why you think it's still making an impact in the game all over the world?
Well, back in the day, in the 70s, we didn't have Nintendo or Xbox or none of that stuff. We had 3 channels on TV, 32, 2, 5, 7. We had an unfinished basement, and I used to go down, and I lived in the city of Chicago where it was cold, freezing cold, and sometimes there was no places to go, and then sometimes you couldn't go outside because it was too cold. I used to go down in the basement and just dribble and look, and we had 2 beams down there. And as I don't know if y'all remember, it was a Voigt basketball. It's like a rubber basketball. If you put too much air in it, it's like one of those balls where you just bounce and it goes and just goes. So you had to put the right amount of air in that ball so it won't break your fingers or bounce all over the place. So I just go downstairs for about 2 hours and I just dribble, and I just imagine people that I'm playing against, so I didn't like, and I'm playing against, and I'm, going through real live action in the basement. And that's how I learned how to dribble, and that's how my dribbling became effective, and that's why I'm very confident in my dribbling, and that's where the crossover probably came in at. I don't know. I just was down there dribbling and doing moves.
Any questions?
Look at my man Russ Bradford. That guy right there recruited me to UTEP. My man.
Julio Mantega, National Basketball Retired Players Association, right here, Tim. How are you?
Great.
Congratulations on behalf of the NBRPA. Congratulations from all our members. Great article on ESPN today talking about Run TMC, the famed Run TMC, being reunited in the hall. At that point, I know you guys were only together for a couple of years. Did you think you were setting in motion the predecessor that led to a revolution in basketball and the modern-day Golden State Warriors dynasty, that small ball style of play?
No, we didn't know that this was going to happen. Where they playing at, how they playing now. We never knew that. Don Nelson, an innovator, he put a system together where it was unorthodox. Other teams didn't know how to guard us. We had centers out there guarding centers that was dribbling the basketball and that could shoot threes, so they had to stay up and guard them. And the rules was they couldn't come down to double team nobody with the ball. They had to stick a guy. And a lot of centers was upset at Nelly and us because we was playing unconventional. But no, we never knew that it was going to happen like this, the way it is now. Don Nelson just put in a system where he knew he had 3 really good guys in Run TMC that can run what he's been trying to do for the longest with Milwaukee and now with the Warriors. And we was just doing it to perfection. And wish it could have lasted longer, but it didn't. But we had fun playing the game and going out there and playing and competing. So it was lots of fun.
Hi team, my name is Leo Montero. I'm from ESPN Latin America. Obviously we are here because of Manu Ginobili, and I have 2 questions. I don't know if you know that Manu Ginobili has, when he was a child, just one jersey. And what's your jersey?
That was my jersey?
Your jersey, Tim
He
Hardaway.
didn't tell me that.
Okay,
Wow.
it's a good point to talk about it because he was at that jersey from the Warriors, and I just want to be sure if you know that story.
I did not know that.
Okay. And the question is, for you, who has the Team Hardaway crossover today?
Oh, yeah, y'all look at that. Yeah. Putting me on the spot. Wow. Nobody has the Tim Hardaway crossover. All right. But I tell you this, it's a lot of guys out there that can handle that basketball. Kyrie Irving, Steph, of course, Damian Lillard. And you still got the old guy out there, Chris Paul, you know. I mean, it's a lot of guys that will hurt you, and if you're not ready for it, can break your ankle. So Tim Hardaway crossover, the killer crossover, nobody. But it's a lot of people out there that got handles that I don't want to guard today.
Tim, Gary Washburn, Boston Globe. Tim, how do you feel, obviously a great dribbler, but you are not allowed to carry the ball like NBA players are now. How do you feel about the kind of the liberal way that players are allowed to dribble? Does that upset you when you would have been called for carrying if putting the hand under the ball? And how were you able to dribble without carrying the ball?
Great question. When I was playing in the streets of Chicago, the old heads, if you put your hand up under the ball, they'd be like, no, we going the other way with that. And I'm like, no, what you talking about? They said, no, that's a carry. That's a carry. So I learned back then how to dribble the ball correctly. And so when you look at it today, some guys, they 7 feet and they dribbling the ball. I mean, how else you gonna dribble? I mean, you gotta let them get away with something. So, but I mean, I at times I think they should call some stuff and tell them and recognize to them that they are carrying the ball. But you know, it is what it is. Magic used to do it all the time.
Hi, Kenneth Minogue, Mass Live. I just wanted to ask you, Tim, how much did it mean to you in '97, coming back to the All-Star game, getting that selection after dealing with injury issues at the end of your time in Golden State?
Man, that was great. You know, I don't think a person with that type of injury, I think it's probably 3, maybe 2 of us. Bernard King tore his ACL, and he came back and was on the All-Star team. Myself, I don't know, was it Dominique? I think, oh no, that was Achilles. But, you know, for him to come back after Achilles injury and make the All-Star team was great too. So, I mean, those career-ending injuries back then. And to come back and to make an All-Star team You know, that's just all the hard work and belief that I knew that I could come back and be at my full strength if I just go out there and just do it. And I did it, and it worked out for me.
Tim, we have a couple PR guys I know you know well. Mr. McIntyre, salute to you always. And Raymond Ritter, I'm not going to ask Raymond if the Warriors are going to retire your jersey next season. But thank you very much for everything, and, man, congratulations.
I appreciate all you all. Thank you all very much, and I'm very humble. Appreciate it.